Hi you guys, welcome to another week with Alaché. This week I'm doing a Q&A sessions and I want to thank everybody that sent in questions to me, and I just thought that we take a break from our normal routine and just answer questions about whatever it is that you guys wanted to know about me. And so we got some really good questions and I'm going to be answering your questions today. My kids, being able to be good for them and providing for them, and obviously being very passionate about what I'm doing. Passion is always important for me with whatever it is I'm doing. If I'm not passionate about it, then I don't want to spend my time doing it because I got too much going on. So my motivation is obviously the passion behind whatever it is I'm doing, and knowing that I have my kids to provide for. That's my motivation to keep going. Self-confidence, for me personally, I used to think I had like a lot of it, and then I had kids, and then I started having like body changes, and then my confidence like went out of the window. But I think what my tips would be is to remember, who you are and live your life for yourself and not for what people think about you. So right now it's like I live my life at my own pace. And just basically giving you an example with like my weight loss, basically taking it one day at a time. So whatever makes you comfortable, learn to be comfortable in your own skin, and just, that's my tip for confidence. It's not about people, it's about you. Pasta. I could eat pasta today, tomorrow, next year, all day, to the end of time. I could eat pasta every day. That's my go-to food. It gives me comfort, it gives me joy, and it's part of the reason why I'm not losing any weight, because I can't give it up, so pasta. To wake up every day, be the best person that I can be for myself, and that's really my driving force. It's to be good for myself. When I'm good for me, I'm good for everybody else. If I'm not good for me, I'm no good to you. So if I wake up today and I'm good for myself, then I'm good for all. Life beats you down. Honestly, dust yourself up, get up and keep it moving, keep it pushing. You don't have time to sit down and think about all the stuff that life is doing to you. It's about just getting yourself up and just, and keeping it pushing, really. Don't stay down too long. It's okay to kind of like have your moment, but you just got to get up and keep it pushing. So that's my answer for that. What inspired me to start my skincare line? My kids. I had the kids and I got really conscious about, what I was putting with them on their skin, and then we started doing it, and obviously it was really good. It was working for us, and family and friends kind of jumped on board, and then I just noticed that I was really passionate about like the whole chemistry behind, knowing that now I was formulating my products. I knew what I was putting in it. I could pronounce it, and getting rid of chemicals, and that just in and of itself was like a big inspiration for me. And honestly, anytime you try your hand at something and you see results, especially from people that you really care about, because that should be like your first fan base. And when that support was there for me, it kept pushing me. And then I just kind of came into something that I was like, wow, I'm actually really passionate about this. And I want to spend every time that I have to learn about it and learn more and keep doing more research and more research. And yeah, that was basically my inspiration, because when you're doing it for your kids or your family, you're going to put your heart into it because you don't want to do the wrong thing for your kids. So that was my inspiration to starting the company, and that's how I kind of got started into that. Well, if we look at our blooper reel for this episode, you'll see that I deal really. So I don't know. I don't even know if I have balance. Honestly, I'm still figuring it out every day. I thought I had it together when I had the two, and now I have a new baby and I have like two, younger kids. Honestly, it's just knowing your priorities. So for me, my kids always still come first, because whatever I'm doing it for them. So I can't be too focused on what I'm doing and then lose focus of why I'm doing what I'm doing, if that makes any sense. So it's interesting, just trying to balance. I want to make sure that everybody's happy and then trying to find sleep if ever I do get any, because if I'm being honest, I really don't get much sleep these days. But yeah, it's just honestly prioritizing your goals. So still knowing that your business is kind of like your baby, but then you still have the real babies that you're doing it for, and just balancing it out. So it's balance for me. It's just prioritizing it. That's how I get my balance. So to add to that, what do I do to strengthen and improve each? With my kids, every child is different. And so what I know is that I try not to generalize what I'm doing with my kids. I take individual time to understand what every child needs and cater to that child individually. So it's a learning process for me, for them. And for you to be able to prioritize your kids' needs, you actually have to take time in your day or in your life to know what's going on with them. Know what changes they're going through, know what needs that, what they need you to pay attention to in that moment. So when you prioritize that and you understand that, you're able to cater to them more. And then, like I said, with my career, like, you never know too much. For instance, with skincare, there's changes coming out every day. I'm in natural skincare, so there may be like an herb or something that sprouts up somewhere someday that you just find out, wow, the benefits could work for this situation. So you're always a student of life. And I think that's the way you strengthen everything. Don't always see yourself as knowing too much. Just basically position yourself as a student of life. I'm learning every day. I don't know it all. I know the best that I can know for today, but I don't know it all. And I think when you look at it from that way, you'll always put yourself in a position to learn, and when you're learning, you're getting more experience and adding on, and you're just becoming a better person. I know not to worry too much, I think with the first baby, I worried a lot about everything, which, it's normal as a parent. You should worry about your kids. But I think when it becomes like obsessively stressful, then that's where you draw the line. What else will I say I knew? Yeah, like I said, paying attention to your kids is very important. They have needs, and they communicate their needs in different ways. So I think being always attentive to them at different stages in their life, if it's just from like the crying phase to like as they get older, like little things that they'll say to you in passing that you think they're just saying, I think it's really just paying attention to them. So if there's anything I could change, it would be to worry less, stress less, and just focus more on paying attention. That's what I think I would probably change. I've always been kind of worried about that, being over 30. So it's like having a child at 40, a bit ridiculous. I don't know, times are changing, We always have the thing about, they say after a certain time, it's like beware of your eggs as you get older. But I don't know. I think I can't speak about like what the age aspect will do to you, like let's say medically. But the only thing I would say is like, I always think it's good to kind of start young with your kids, only because as they get older, I think the relationship is so much better. So like my mom had me when she was like, she got married early, so I didn't even have kids at that age, but she had me at like 22. But then at this age now, we walk around and it's like we're sisters and we have that bond and things like that. I had my first child at 27. So I think when you're younger versus like being an older person, you don't want to be too old and be like, a grandma walking around with a baby, because then like if you're saying you're starting at 40, then your child is 10 and you're already 50. But then also, not to take away, there's people who actually want to have kids, and I don't want to offend anybody. There's people who want to have kids early, but for whatever reason, medically they can't. So that's why I said I'm not speaking from a medical point of view. I'm just saying, if you could have your kids early, it's always good. I think just because growing up with them, you're younger and you're more, you're able to follow through with them. That's just my take. I don't know. Well, good luck. I'm glad I'm not dating in this current world, because it's crazy. And I thought it was crazy in my time, but I think it's actually crazy. What is my advice to single girls dating in this world? Know your worth. Know what you're worth. Don't compromise on what you're worth. I see a lot of girls just, I think my biggest frustration with girls these days is just the way they just throw themselves at guys loosely. And I just feel like in society today, we've forgotten our value, and girls don't know what they're worth anymore, you know. And I'm old school. I believe in giving them a good chase. So I would just say know your worth, and don't just throw yourself at anyone or anything that comes at you. Yeah. Because basically how you present yourself is how you'll be treated. If you respect yourself, you'll get respect back. If you do not respect yourself, don't complain about the outcome. Just remember that. They never take the loose ones home to mommy. So we wrapped it up. I don't know how many questions I answered, but I answered quite a bit. Thank you guys. And this is also very encouraging because it also lets me know that people are watching. And so thank you guys for your support. Thank you for watching. And yeah, still leave me comments, leave me questions if you have any more in the comment section. I will answer them. I promise I will get to your questions. Yeah, thank you for answering this question. And the next few weeks coming up, it's going to be fun as always. And I look forward to it. Until then, it's Alaché, and thanks for watching again.